Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome to OMSI 2. Today I'm very excited to be able to show you the DigiBus Mirage, also known as the Optare Solo. Of course, probably can't sell it as the Optare Solo because due to licensing, so I'm sure at some stage, much like the DigiBus Phantom, aka the Spectra, there will be a patch for this little DigiBus thing here to actually say Optare. It'll be on Fellows Film, won't it? It probably is already there now, but yeah, we're going to be taking a first look in this or at this bus even, if I can, proper grammar. And we are actually on Westcountry 3.03 beta. Now, the HOF file that I have for this isn't for the 3.03 beta, so we can't actually drive the new route. But we'll drive around the route, but we just won't stop anywhere, pick passengers up, etc, etc. We'll pretend. It's an episode of using your imagination. Now, at first sight, this looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's a Solo. It's the first proper bus, the first proper Optare Solo we've seen for OMSI. And of course, there's not a Midtown Madness 2 import anyway. But yeah, it fills a real gap in the market, doesn't it? Because we've not really had any sort of minibuses to use up until this point that are actually any good. Not that are UK based anyway. So yeah, really excited. Now you get two lengths in this. You get the 850, which is what we're driving today, which is a little dinky one. And then you get the 920, which is slightly bigger. Yeah. I don't know if it's because this is 8.5 metres, probably. The other one's 9.2. I don't know if that's the naming convention. I don't really know a lot about Optare, but yeah. So yeah, you get three variations of each with a flip dot, a roller blind, and LED. We're just using the flip dot version today, I think. I think that's what we're using. And we're just going to take it for a little run. Now you get a Seafarer 2 ticket machine. Of course, it's DigiBus. I'm sure that this will all be patched to actually have the proper names on it. And do you know what? At first sight, this looks pretty good, doesn't it? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a textured fire extinguisher, but never mind. There's a couple of little things that stand out. Do we have a view down at the front like that so we can... It's a little bit zoomed in, isn't it? But I mean, the chairs look relatively convincing. This is a Solo, isn't it? I've been on many of these. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Definitely looks pretty good. There's a couple of little things. Oh look, you can fold your seats down, look, and they fold up automatically. That's good. You know, we get a bit of windowing. No smooth animations, but that just seems to be a Studio Polygon thing. I do love the smooth window animations, but oh. It sounds like a Solo, doesn't it? We've got that weird little beeping noise. I mean, I actually passed my test, learnt and passed my test in an Optare Solo. Admittedly, it was the longest type of Solo that you can have. I was really hoping that I'd learn in a bus with the wheels behind the driver, because obviously all the buses that I've preserved, all two of them, have the wheels behind the driver. So, you know, I kind of wanted to learn like that. But this was the only vehicle available, so that's what we learnt in. But yeah, you know what? This is a pretty nice place to be. We've got we've got all our buttons. I wonder how much we've got that's functional. Okay, yeah, there's okay, so you can more or less click on everything. Right, hang on. So are they side lights? Yeah, they're side lights. They're your interior lights, not your cab light. Don't know what that does. Oh, your fog lights there, front and back. Maybe it doesn't have fog lights. Oh, that does your door. Yeah, I should know this because I did learn in one of them, didn't I? Then these aren't buttons, are they? These are just telling us what's happening. The ignition. Yeah, so they're all fairly clickable. Have we got a destination controller? We have. Okay, route number. Let's put 1. I'll tell you what. Let's put route number 0 in and see if we've got an odd in service. Ooh, I'm not liking the fact that sounds like. Yeah, that's a sound from the SD200 or the SD202, isn't it? Right, let's just pop not in service. There we go. Okay, so that works. Side one's not come on. Of course, there isn't one at the back on this. Okay, let's have a look. Have we got some doors? Do they open? Yeah, okay, the doors do. Oh, they seem to stop rather abruptly, don't they? Okay, right, now, you might think that on some aspects of this, I'm being a little bit harsh. Joe, you've been a little bit picky here. Oh, hang on, let's set off. Let's just go for a spin. yeah, some of the aspects of this you'll think I've been quite picky, but there's a reason for that. Now, this DigiBus Mirage is going to cost you £13.55, I believe it is, which is a little bit more expensive than we've seen from V3D in the past. Now, what I've always liked about V3D's buses, I mean, he had the freeware buses, he's had his ALX 400s, hasn't he, that were, you know, they weren't fantastic, but they were brilliant, if you see what I mean. Like, they were fantastic to say they were a freeware bus, and the ALX 400s were kind of the first time we've had a properly decent UK bus, weren't they, really? I mean, we had the London City Bus 400 from UKDT, but, you know, it definitely was brilliant. Oh, hang on, he's going to pull out on me, isn't he? We'll go around the 1A. There we go, we'll go for a little pootle around the 1A. So, you know, to say it was freeware, you could absolutely forgive a couple of the misdemeanours on the bus. And then we got the Optare Spectra, the DigiBus Phantom, which was about £8, wasn't it? Which, again, is cheaper than what you got from the likes of Studio Polygon and Master Switch. So, again, you could forgive it. Well, hang on, yeah, okay, maybe there's some things that aren't as good, you know, in terms of quality, but then again, you're not paying that in the price, it's reflected in the price. Now, this bus is £13.55, which brings it in line with the amount you would pay, for instance, for the Studio Polygon 400 MMC and for the Master Switch Veiling Pack. So, because it's in line with the price, it should be in line with the quality. That's from where I come from. You know, that's my point of view regarding this. And you can probably already tell from the sounds, it's not. The sounds are somewhat lacking in comparison. The idle sound is fantastic. You know, I'm there. I'm on a Solo. I'm absolutely loving it. But, you know, like, you've got the Allison there when it changes gear. The gearbox isn't an Allison gearbox. It's a Voith. It's a Voith script. Because it's kind of hard to explain if you know what I'm on about, you'll know what I'm on about. If you're not too up on your gearboxes, then you'll be like, what the hell's he on about? But when you change down on this, you'll notice it actually goes down the gears. There you go, it's done it there. We're getting another? No, okay, we're not getting an... Oh, there you go, got another. Allisons don't behave like that, so they work up the gears. Do we need to go in the middle here? So they work up the gears, and then when you're slowing down, they just kind of... They don't work down the gears again. You just kind of stop, whereas this behaves just like a Voith. So there's little things like that that for me just kind of take away from it. I really want to enjoy this bus because, I mean, the model's pretty decent. There's a couple of little things. I mean, if we pop that open, that's horrendous. You know, you can see a line across the engine there. We'll just shut that because it's upsetting me. But, you know, there's a lot of really, really good things that I want to like about this bus. For instance, that all the buttons are functional, that... Like, well, most of them are anyway. You've seen me click them. You know, it's a nice place to be in here. We've got a ticket machine. I don't understand as well, if you noticed, he put a Wayfarer 3 on the Olympian, which we need to look at the Olympian as well at some point in the future. And this has a Wayfarer 2 on it. I don't get why the Optare Solo's a newer bus than the Olympian. Why not have a newer ticket machine? That's just my personal kind of... it was pointed out to me, was that, like, oh yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it? But, yeah, the gearbox is really making me laugh. Oh dear, it's distracting, isn't it? But, you know, so there's a lot of really nice little features of this. I think if he'd have released it for £8, like he did with his other bus, the Spectra, I think he'd have had a lot less complaints. When you look on the Steam store page, reviews are mixed. Yeah, okay, I get that. Because, like I say, it costs the same as a lot of the other products that are on the market in terms of Master Switch, Studio Polygon. Okay, the Renown, yeah, no. The Renown's more expensive, isn't it? But then again, that's ridiculously featureful. So, yeah, that's probably why people have kicked off about it. And it's quite sad, actually, because, you know, this is so close to being an absolutely fantastic bus. I think it just needs a little bit more time on it. You know, just a little bit more. Oh, flipping gearbox. I mean, it's a Solo, for crying out loud. Love them or hate them, you just love them, don't you? You can't hate them. You just can't. They're just I mean, let's for instance have a little pause there. Let's have a little... I mean, it's... I'm hoping that when you go around corners it leans, because solos do that, don't they? I mean, it's already leaning slightly there, isn't it? Oh, we need a picture. Oh no, what's happened? We've been catapulted into someone's back garden. Oh, there we go, we're going up here then. And of course, it's absolutely perfect for this map, isn't it? The little locals that are running around Totnes. It's perfect. Smarden as well. I was going to load Smarden up, and we were going to drive it on that. Because one reason I don't drive Smarden is because there hasn't been a bus small enough to make it, you know, to actually do the trip. Whereas now we do. That's exciting, isn't it? Oh, straight over the mini roundabout. Yeah, the sounds are sort of unforgivable with this, and then, I don't know if it was in his Discord or not, but V3D basically said, the sounds are fine as far as I can tell, if you want better sounds, go make them yourself. If you're a super veg, I believe was what he quoted, so it kind of, you get the impression there that there's not going to be a patch to make the sounds better, or certainly not an official patch. Which again is quite disappointing. When you buy a product you kind of expect some sort of, okay, yeah, we acknowledge, could be a little bit better, we'll clobber something together, you know, it's a nicer attitude to have, isn't it, rather than, well, I think they're alright, sod you. You know, so there's a lot of things, I mean, I would have shown you this earlier, but some chap called Dylan said that I'd never, yeah, I tell you who won't be getting a copy, that Joe Dobson, so yeah, I don't know what I've done to upset him, I don't even know him. But yeah, he doesn't like me, so that's why we've not shown you this in beta, and we've had to wait for release. I would have shown you last week, but I were away. So yeah, the Optare Solo team don't like me. So yeah, they're probably not going to like me after what I've said about the bus, but there we go. But yeah, it's such a shame, because like I say, it could be fantastic, and it's on the brink of being brilliant. But it's almost like they've kind of got close and like, oh, well, you know, Christmas is coming, we've got a couple more bits to do on it. Nah, it don't matter, just get it released. Little, you know, just kind of like they kind of gave up at the last minute and just put it out anyway. That flipping gearbox sound. Do you know? I quite like as well, however, that it feels quite heavy and sluggish. That's what I do like in a UK bus, because some of them are a little bit too quick, aren't they? You know, you hop behind the controls and you think, oh my god, I'm not playing OMSI, I'm playing Formula 1. Or Forza, for instance. But this does feel heavy. I mean, I've got my foot flat to the floor now. I mean, I haven't now. But, you know, so it's heavy, so that's another thing. It's quite nice to drive, all things considered. I think if someone did release a sound patch for this, we'd have a really decent bus. I don't know what the if there's any difference between the 920 and the 850 other than in length. I don't know if performance-wise they're slightly different. I'm not sure. But yeah, it'd be great if that was slower, because it had the same engine in. But, you know, comparable with the Streetlight, for instance, we've got Daimler engined, we've got Cummins engined, you know, so this should have the Cummins engines for the same money as the Streetlight. This should have Cummins engines, it should have Mercedes engines, you know, because there's all the different versions of the Solo. There's also all the different lengths of the Streetlight that Studio Polygon did, isn't there? You know, there's all the different set VARs that Master Switch put into their Master Switch veiling. So yeah, it just feels like we've not got as many lengths as this as I feel like we should. We've not got as many engine sounds. We've just, for your money, you're not getting as much, basically. So if you were looking at this and you think, I'm new to OMSI, what pack are you recommending? I would recommend the Streetlight pack, the Veiling pack, the MMC pack, above this. You know, if if this is what you want, if you're an Optare Solo lover, oh Joe, but I want a Solo. Well, get a Solo then, you know, get this. It's not terrible. But you could get so much more for your money with some of the other packs, is what I'm saying. Where are we going now? So we're off up to the left. Oh, it's a bus gate. Ah, I know where we are now. There's a supermarket on the left. And we're about to pop out. This is Shyster Homes, isn't it? I remember this from when we did it last time. And of course, it really, really does suit this map on this run, like I say. It's a shame all the sounds can't be as good as the idle sound. Yeah, there's a couple of little sounds as well that... Oh. What's in there? Can we put a module in? How do you insert a module? Oh, there's a coffee. Nope. Right, hang on. Where's the module? Is it? Oh, it's there. In it goes. Close that. We shouldn't really be fiddling with the ticket machine while driving, should we? There we go. So we're on a 35 now, aren't we? Come on, bus. You can do it. Hey. Oh no, we're right. Okay, you don't turn right here anymore. This is a road that just follows round. I forget. Totnes Eastern Gardens. Lovely. Let's have a look. We've got some lighting. Oh yeah, I put the lighting on. The lighting's not too harsh. I really like the lighting in this. Absolutely gallivanting along, aren't we? Look at that. It's a nice nippy little bus, isn't it? Yeah, the lighting in the passenger saloon's really good. I like that. It's it gives you that dingy feeling that you get on a lot of older buses, because a lot of modern ones now, it's a really harsh lighting, isn't it? Whereas these, you remember on a night, the lights aren't really lighting anything up at all. We'll just nip straight across here, it'll be fine. Yeah, they don't really work at all, do they, the lights? It's just a really dingy, kind of miserable place to be. I like that on the older buses. I really do like that. Right, where are we going now? Back down towards, back down into town. You can see the castle over there, look. I thought it was doing a Bus Simulator 21. Oh, we're going past the Western Water, which actually has proper vans now, since we last came up here. Excellent. Yeah, I thought for a second the Totnes Castle wasn't going to load in and it was going to stay white. I was going to say, oh no, it's just like Bus Simulator 21. I could guarantee if I did say that it was like Bus Simulator 21, OMSI would be straight around to my house with a sawn-off shotgun. How dare you compare my my wonderful map to that game? Oh dear. Right, where are we going now? Pootling down. Oh, moon's up. And then I think we just go back down into town now, don't we? This is this corner that I actually think I missed on the video. The video that when we came around here first time. What did we come round in? Was it a really... It was a dinky street light, wasn't it? That we came round it in. And I completely missed the turning and went shooting up that other road. There we go, round we go. Ooh, there's a bit of a... The road's not flat, is it? Flipping out. What are you doing? Oh, he's parked. I thought he was just sticking out into the middle of the road. I'm going to say, excuse me, sir, you can't park there. That gearbox is really getting on my nerves. I might actually have to go in and delete the sounds. So that... just those sounds, so that you just don't get a gearbox noise at all. I think that would probably be preferable. Oh, we're not stopping, are we? So we'll just nip through. There we go. Oh, we've committed. There we go. Straight through on red. Racing through past the fire station, and then we're more or less, I think it's just a 35 now, isn't it, back to the bus station. it's nice that on Westcountry we're going to have a little bit of variation. Plus, you could have the timetable set, so you know the little solo poodles up and down on the 122 all day, and then on an evening time, it ends up on a 35. You know, tiny little bus on a 35. Criminal, really, isn't it? There we go. Slam on. But I forgot to say as well, with this you do get quite a few liveries. You know, so it's unfair to miss that, to not point that out. But you do get quite a few liveries with it. Real world ones, of course. This livery came with it, although I don't know if this actually came from the Westcountry beta itself, or whether this was included with the DigiBus Mirage. But yeah. So there's you know, the liveries are pretty nice that you don't have to go on Fellows Film. I mean, Fellows Film has just exploded with liveries, like it did when the Master Switch Veiling came out. It just exploded with liveries from livery creators. So you can actually pick up a load of really nice liveries on there. You know, so aesthetically, I think this bus is brilliant. I really, really do. I mean, you've kind of heard all my thoughts on it. Let me know, of course, in the description what you think to the Optare Solo. You know, you might look at this and think, Joe, you've just been ridiculous. This is brilliant. Or you might think I've been too kind. Oh, you've been really kind. It's terrible. You know, do of course let me know in the description, in the comments section, what your thoughts are on this. As an AI bus, you know, to have this running round everywhere, you know, I might not necessarily drive this that much in comparison to some of my other vehicles, but that we've got on OMSI. But it's great to have it as an AI bus as well, isn't it? You know, even if you're not driving it, to have it running round just as you're, you know, just as a scenery, just as a bit of eye candy, really. But hey, dearie me, yeah, the Optare Solo, DigiBus Mirage, love it or hate it. Pop what you think in the description. That's the end of today's video, folks. For arriving back at Totnes Station, which has of course moved. If you have enjoyed today's video, do of course click the like button. It's always appreciated. And we are going to be covering more stuff on OMSI in the not too distant future. We're going to take this bus for a spin. Well, maybe not this bus, maybe another bus, but we're going to take a bus for a spin round the 1A and the 1B once I get a working HOF file for it. So do stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that. Other than that, as I say, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Cheerio! Goodbye for now.